Hello friends, welcome to Astrology. Today we are going to learn very important topic, and the topic is role and importance of Mercury in our life. We will also discuss in detail the effect of its placement in 12 houses of horoscope. Friends, I have made very descriptive video, and so please watch it till the end. Don't miss a single word to understand it well. But before that, it is my request to all of you to please like to my video, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get notification of my upcoming videos easily. So let us start today's topic. The planet Mercury. The planet Mercury plays very important role in our life. As the Sun is the king of the planetary system, Mercury is the prince of the planetary system. It is the nearest to Sun of all the planets in solar system. It is the fast moving planet and gives prompt results as well. Gemini and Virgo are the zodiac signs of its own, out of which Gemini is the airy sign and Virgo is the earthy sign. The planet Mercury becomes exalted in zodiac sign Virgo and it becomes debilitated in Pisces. In Vedic astrology, every planet has been given the specific signification, that is Karakatva. That means every planet governs, controls particular things in our life. Similarly, Mercury has certain important significations. We will see its significations now one by one. The first signification of Mercury is the brain and intelligence. Mercury is the significator of our brain, our nervous system, our intelligence level, knowledge through sense organs, our grasping, memory, curiosity, inquisitiveness for knowledge. Mercury is a planet which is very prompt in acquiring knowledge through every available and known thing. Thus, it is a student in its real sense, having intense desire to obtain complete knowledge from every subject or thing. The second signification of Mercury is communication, means how the person communicates with other persons. That means his talking pattern, his level of thinking, his views, opinions, and his capacity of expressing those views, and the convincing ability of the person. Secondly, it is the significator of liking for reading and writing, and also the skills, expertise in reading and writing. It is very important significator of capabilities like observation, thoughtfulness, logic, reasoning ability, examining ability that the individual has. Thus, planet Mercury is the key factor for correlating and interpreting all these things. So Mercury's signification is important in relation to reading, observation, contemplation, and expression while studying any academic lore, science, literature, etc. Mercury is the basic or primary intelligence of a person. That means we can say that Mercury may not have the scholasticism or advanced knowledge, but every wisdom always has the intelligence of Mercury. That's why the advanced things in astrology, astronomy, relativism, etc. come under Uranus, while the basic laws and theories in physics invented by our physicists like Newton, Kepler, Albert Einstein, they come under the purview of Mercury. Thus, collectively, this knowledge acquiring planet signifies the virtues or qualities like decency, modesty, complacency, courtesy, prudence, truth, devotion, faithfulness, trustiness, intellect, peace, and adherence. Mercury is the planet of practical intelligence and calculations. So it's very important for algebra, that means maths and accountancy. Advanced maths come under Mars, while basic computations and calculations come under Mercury. The next signification of Mercury is the decision making, presence of mind, sharpness, cunning, astuteness, politics, political attitude of the person, skilled analysis, discrimination, etc. Mercury is called as the Ashtavadhani in Vedic astrology. That means capable of applying its attention in many directions at once. The next signification of Mercury is the expressed form of use, which means speech and writing. It tells us very clearly the talking pattern of a person, the speed, the flow, the fluency, rudeness, politeness in talking, and also any disorders if the person has while talking, especially dumbness. That's why it is very important factor for word lore, philology and grammar. The next signification is sense of humor. Mercury has very good sense of humor because of its childish nature, playfulness, lack of seriousness, activeness, smartness, etc. There is a flow in its intelligence, but that is not calm, that is flippant. Mercury has agility. It can take any direction, but its behavior is mischievous, roguish. If Mercury is afflicted in horoscope of any person, then it leads to intellectual instability. The person does not stick to one particular thing for a long time. The next signification is, it is the indicator of friends, intimate relatives, maternal uncle and smaller siblings. If we think about maternal uncles, then Mercury determines the happiness or grief that the person gets from his uncles. Their nature means the study about all the things of uncles is done on the basis of the Mercury and the sixth house from Mercury. That's why in Sanskrit it is called as Budhe Turyetu Matulaha. The next signification of Mercury is the skin. It is the significator of our skin. Then the dark green color, that means bottle green color. It is not a male planet or female planet, it is a prince of planetary system. The next signification is business. Mercury is the significator of business, trading activities. That means trading of goods, commission-based businesses, agency-based businesses. For example, property agent, estate agent, share market agent, brokers, etc. Also, all types of consultancy services come under Mercury, such as advocates, financial and investment advisors, astrologers, numerologists, etc. Mercury indicates certain professions such as teachers, lecturers, professors, writers of textbooks of schools and colleges, writers of short stories, anecdotes, etc. Newspapers and magazines, they come under the purview of Mercury. The editing, printing and press reporters activities. People working in the field of commerce, banking, insurance, maths, accountancy, typing, shorthand and clerical work. All these fields, they come under the control of Mercury. And the last but not the least, the social media. It is very important factor of Mercury. Now we will see the diseases related to Mercury. Diseases related to brain and nervous system For example, poor brain development, genetic disorders, mental imbalance, overthinking, forgetfulness, stress, tension, worry, anxiety, depression, mental illness, that means disappointment, frustration, desperate state of mind, deafness, dumbness, etc. Epilepsy. This is the chronic neurological condition causing seizures. Then the next is skin diseases like rash, acne, pimples, eruption, boils, psoriasis, chronic vitiligo, etc. All these diseases, they come under the purview of Mercury. If Mercury is afflicted in horoscope, especially by the planets like Mars, Saturn, Neptune, etc., then it leads to the telling of lies, false talking, deception, cheating, fraud, and cheapness. Thus, we have learned the signification of the planet Mercury. Now we will learn the effects of the Mercury in 12 houses of the horoscope one by one. So let us start. The first house. First house is the house of personality and the nature of the person. If Mercury is placed in the first house in good zodiac signs, especially in its own signs, Gemini and Virgo, or in airy signs such as Libra, Aquarius, and Leo, etc., then the person will be highly intelligent, sharp-minded, curious, studious, having desire to learn and to acquire knowledge. He will have good grasping and memory, good ability to express his views and emotions, good logic and reasoning capacity. The important characteristic feature of this Mercury is the promptness in everything. Most of the times, the people having Mercury in the first house are political in their nature and attitude, cunning in their behavior. This was all about the personality and the nature and the behavior of the person if the Mercury is placed in the first house of the horoscope. Now we will see the different combinations of the planet Mercury with the other planets and what will be its effect on the life of the person. The first combination, Mercury with Sun. Mercury is the significator of intelligence, communication, knowledge, decision making, presence of mind, etc. And the Sun is the significator of ambition, confidence, leadership, efficiency, dominance, public image, and the most important, success of the person. Then, if these two planets combine with each other in the first house, then what will be the effect? It will lead to all types of skills and abilities in the person for carrying out any type of business or profession. The second combination is Mercury with the Mars. If Mercury and Mars combination is there, then the person will be very rude, harsh in talking. He will be intense, unsparing in his speech or talk. Then if the Mercury is with the Uranus, then the person will take his own decisions without caring for anyone's opinion and suggestion. The person will be innovative, creative, but adamant and pragmatic. He will always criticize others for their work, opinions, and thinking. The third combination is Mercury with Venus. Mercury and Venus are very good friends. So this combination leads to sweet and melodious talking pattern of the person. The person will be happy, joyous, enthusiastic, and likes to be social. He will have a very big friend circle. If this combination is in the signs of Venus, especially in Taurus and Libra, then it supports very well for the arts like singing, writing, speech, poetry, etc. Happiness and humor is the pedestal of this combination. The next combination is Mercury and Jupiter. In this combination, the person will be highly intelligent, as both are intellectual planets. The person will also be happy, modest, complacent, and will achieve success and renown, especially in the fields of education and intellectual professions. People having Mercury-Jupiter combination, they are talented, meritorious, noble-minded, benevolent, charitable, and have ethics, principles, and sporting spirit. Generally, these people like to live within a stable framework. They don't like much struggle in their life. They love peaceful life, and so they may not be able to achieve the highest financial prosperity, progress in their life. Now we will go to the next combination, Mercury with Saturn. Mercury and Saturn, although these two planets are friends of each other, Saturn hampers very badly the important signification of Mercury, that is intelligence, communication, decision making, promptness, etc. If the Sun and the Moon are afflicted in the horoscope and Mercury-Saturn combination is also weak in the horoscope, then the person will be worrying unnecessarily. He has the tendency of overthinking, and this leads to anxiety, depression, and mental imbalance. This combination leads to the lonely nature of the person. The person will be reserved and not cheerful, playful, and lively. But if Mercury-Saturn combination is in airy zodiac signs like Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and both the planets are the lords of auspicious houses of the horoscope, then the person will be highly academic, scholar, profound, active, loyal, hardworking, consistent, devoted to his work, and also has the courage and capacity of innovation, amendment, improvement in intellectual fields. If this combination is afflicted, then the person will have very slow progress in his career, business, and profession, because he does not get good opportunities in life, which sets boundaries for his financial growth. This was all about the various planetary combinations if the person has in the first house of the horoscope. Now we will go to the second house of the horoscope. The second house, since the second house is the house of conversation, Mercury placed in this house makes the person very talkative. He has the excellent communication skills. Here we will see the first combination, Mercury with Rahu. Mercury with Rahu in this house, then the children with this combination learn to speak very late, or even dumbness may be there. This combination leads to the various types of speaking disorders. Then the second combination, Mercury with Venus. If this combination is there, then the person talks very sweet, melodious, and has liking for singing. It shows good financial condition of the person. Mercury in this house has the highly practical intelligence, and so the person is able to earn good money through his self-earned knowledge. Then the next house is the third house of the horoscope. Third house is the house of state of mind, thinking level, grasping, communication, and the social image. This house is very supportive for Mercury. The people having Mercury in this house are curious about all things. They have very good speed, strength to obtain knowledge. very good grasping and logic. There is very good coordination between the observation, thinking, and interpretation of anything they study. These people might be good speakers, great writers, etc. Mercury in the third house is very important factor for the people having interest in occult sciences, mystical things, astrologers, palmists, and other people studying different types of scriptures and sciences. Mercury placed in the third house is very important for the fields of accountancy, mathematics, typing, shorthand, newspaper, magazines, library, printing press, editing and publication of books, etc. Also, this Mercury gives good handwriting to the person. Now we will go to the next house, the fourth house of the horoscope. Mercury in this house is not important from the intelligent perspective, but it makes the person loving and affectionate. The person has liking for chatting, gossiping, and conversation, and also has huge friend circle and relatives. Generally, this Mercury is good for well-being and pleasure. It also gives good relations with mother of the person. If this Mercury is with Jupiter, Venus, or Sun, then it is good for advanced education. If the Mercury in the fourth house is with Mars, the person has opinion differences with his family members. This was all about the fourth house. Now we will shift to the fifth house of the horoscope. Fifth house is the house of education, and so the Mercury with the benefic planets like Sun, Venus, Jupiter gives higher education to the person. Mercury in this house gives the results like the third house, and hence it is good for astrologers, writers, and mathematicians. Now, if the Mercury is with the Saturn, Uranus, or Neptune, then it gives excellent intellectual capacities, but these combinations are to be studied, analyzed very deeply, very carefully, because they may have harmful, undesirable effects on brain of the person. The first combination, Mercury-Saturn combination. This combination gives less children, but the person is bright, clever, and meritorious. Sometimes in some people, there is the tendency to deceive the people by taking the advantage of their blind faith. If this combination is afflicted in horoscope by other malefic planets, especially Mars, Neptune, Uranus, and Rahu. The second combination, Mercury with Mars. This combination is good for engineering, but it leads to false talking, deception, and affects the brain adversely if this combination is afflicted in the horoscope. The third is Mercury with Neptune. It leads to the interest in enigmatic, obscure sciences, mysterious things, mystical things, occult arts, supernatural, paranormal powers, etc. Then the next is Mercury with Uranus. This combination is good for scientist people. Then the Mercury with Rahu. This combination creates dullness, lassitude, vertigo, fits, and other brain diseases. This was all about the fifth house of the horoscope. Now we will study the sixth house of the horoscope. Sixth house is the house of diseases. So Mercury in this house needs careful consideration for analysis and prediction. Persons having this placement, most of the times they boast, brag about themselves. They are interested in arguments and debates with others. These people always spread distrust among people. It is very risky to believe on their talk. These people are absolutely fake, dastard, fraud, untrusting, suspicious, scoundrel, and scamp. All these things intensely exist if there is Mercury-Mars combination, because such people have conflicts and disputes with others due to their quarrelsome nature. Mercury-Mars combination, it gives diseases such as skin diseases, vertigo, fits, brain fever, meningitis, hydrocephalus, etc. Then the next combination is Mercury with Rahu. This combination has severe adverse impact on brain. It leads to degradation, degeneration of brain cells, perversion of the brain functions, insanity, and also there is a possibility of the person having affected by black magic, diabolism, conjuration, diablerie, etc. The most important diseases are deafness, dumbness, and diphtheria. And also there is a possibility of snake bite to the person. Secondly, this is the house of maternal uncles. So, uncles will also have such diseases like insanity and degeneration of brain cells. The next combination is Mercury with Uranus. This combination leads to diseases like epilepsy and the diseases related to nervous system. In this combination, the person is indiscreet, injudicious. He has suicidal tendencies because in this combination there is intense mental imbalance. The next combination is Mercury with Saturn. This combination is to be analyzed for diseases like cough, chest diseases, lung diseases, tuberculosis, deafness, and dumbness. Thus, deafness and dumbness, these two diseases, they are common in both the combinations, Mercury-Rahu combination and Mercury-Saturn combination. Then the next house is the 7th house of the horoscope. If Mercury is in the 7th house of the horoscope and planets like Jupiter, Moon, Uranus, they are placed in the 3rd house, then the Mercury becomes very strong intellectually. This Mercury gives well-educated, well-behaved, tactful, diplomat and good-natured wife to the person. If planet Uranus especially is in the 1st house along with the Mercury in the 7th house of the horoscope, then the person is much whimsical, lunatic, deranged, crusty and crabbed. That means the person is bad-tempered, ill-natured, having an irritable and unpleasant disposition. So, such person himself is responsible to destroy, to spoil his married life. Mercury in the 7th house is very good for business and profession because 7th house is the 10th from the 10th house of the horoscope and 7th house supports the 10th house very well. It becomes the 10th house very strong. The next house is the 8th house of the horoscope. Mercury in the 8th house is very important with respect to consequences. If it is afflicted by malefic planets, then it leads to the death of the person by brain diseases and cough diseases. It also shows the diseases of siblings of the person. If there is retrograde Mercury in this house and malefic planet in the 5th house, then this combination definitely leads to the overthinking, anxiety, mental imbalance, mental instability, derangement, lunacy, etc. This was all about 8th house. Now we will shift to the 9th house of the horoscope. 9th house is a magnificent, enormous form of the 3rd house of the horoscope, and 9th house is the 5th from the 5th house of the horoscope. Hence, the intellectual valuation of the Mercury placed in this house depends upon the planets in the 3rd and 5th house. This Mercury is very supportive in intellective terms to the planet in the 1st house. The people having Mercury in this house have very excellent communication skills. The writers of this placement, they get sublime popularity for their writings. People with the Mercury in the 9th house, they are very clever, discreet, far-sighted in their behavior, proficient and disciplined as well. Like the Mercury in the 3rd house, this Mercury is also highly curious, studious, and of natural, inborn, that means effortless intelligence. These people have liking for reading and traveling. Like the 3rd house, this Mercury gives very favorable results regarding any intellectual pursuits and hobbies. If there are planets like Uranus and Neptune in the 5th house, then this Mercury gives fabulous imagination, inspiration, and intuition to the person. The next house is the 10th house of the horoscope. 10th house is the house of service, job, business, and profession. If Mercury is the only planet in this house, then it makes the person highly tactful and diplomatic. It gives the qualities such as versatility, wisdom, imagination, and good decision making capacity, which are required in every business and profession. The traders, merchants, dealers having Mercury in the 10th house, they are very clever, skilled in deriving, in obtaining their business commission and earning of their profit. These people have great knowledge of their business and can forecast accurately about future market conditions very well. People having Mercury in the 10th house may be in variety of professions according to the different planetary combinations, like writers, professors, press reporters, printing, typing, shorthand fields, then banking, insurance, accountancy, consultancy services, etc. Especially if there is the Sun with the Mercury in the 10th house, then it gives large amount of profits and gains, and also authority, respect, renown, and honor in the society. Also, if there is Sun in the 9th house of the horoscope and Mercury in the 10th house of the horoscope, it becomes very strong and favorable combination. The next house of the horoscope is the 11th house. 11th house is the house of friends and social acquaintances, social contacts. People having Mercury in the 11th house, they like the friendship of young persons or the friendship of the persons who are less in age. It also indicates the friendship with chatty and studious people. If there is Saturn with Mercury, then it gives dishonest, deceptive, and fraudulent friends. If Mercury is with Mars, then this combination leads to quarrels, disagreement, contention with friends oftenly. Secondly, 11th house is the house of monetary gains. So Mercury placed here gives substantial profits in business and profession. The next and the last house of the horoscope is the 12th house. 12th house is the house of money losses, debts, loans, liabilities, foreign travel, spirituality, etc. Firstly, Mercury in this house creates interest in the person about mysterious things, mystical things, occult arts, and supernatural powers. And also, it gives the liking for traveling. Secondly, this Mercury gives loss of money by being a guarantor for someone for his loans or debts. If Mercury in the 12th house is with inauspicious planet, then it shows that the person is deceitful, dastard, and scheming. Such person is habitual to do fake signatures, to prepare false documents and records, to execute scams and scandals. Thus, friends, we have discussed in detail the effects of the placement of the Mercury in the 12 houses of the horoscope. And we have learned all the important things about planet Mercury. So, I am going to end the today's topic here. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any queries about today's topic, then please let me know. I have given my email ID in the description box below. Also, share this video to more and more people. We will meet soon in my next video with some interesting information. Till then, take care. Thank you.